The palace walls. The flashing cameras. The endless speculation. But wait. This is not just another royal headline. It is the story of two hearts, two nations, and one love that refused to stay hidden. Princess Leonor of Spain, Prince Christian of Denmark. Their engagement has shaken Europe. But how did it begin? And how did it unfold into the royal fairy tale the world now watches? The love story of Leonor and Christian did not erupt suddenly. It grew quietly, like a seed nurtured away from the public eye. Whispers trace back to early encounters at international royal gatherings, moments when future heirs shared polite smiles across gilded halls. But behind those smiles, something deeper began to spark. A bond not of politics, not of protocol, but of youth, curiosity, and the simple wonder of meeting someone who understands the burden of destiny. The engagement timeline begins not with a proposal, but with friendship. Both heirs carried heavy responsibilities, Leonor preparing for her military training and studies, Christian stepping into the role of Denmark's future king. Across these shared experiences, they found common ground. They spoke of duty, of sacrifice, of the expectations that shadowed their every step. And slowly, those conversations shifted. Friendship softened into affection, affection deepened into love. The first milestone in their timeline came when Leonor, discreetly traveling, was seen in Denmark, not as a royal envoy but as a young woman visiting someone special. Those close to the families noticed. Speculation brewed, but nothing was confirmed. Both palaces remained silent, guarding the budding romance with uncharacteristic resolve. Then came the second turning point, the secret holidays. Away from cameras, the couple shared days of ordinary joy, walks in nature, laughter by the sea, stolen moments where they were not heirs, but simply Leonor and Christian. Witnesses spoke of their ease, the natural way they leaned toward one another, the sparkle in their eyes that no crown could conceal. But the timeline quickened when the world began to notice. Subtle glances at public events, the way Christian would stand just slightly closer to Leonor, the way her smile seemed brighter in his presence. Royal watchers began to ask, is there more? Is this the beginning of something historic? The engagement itself, though private at first, marked the climax of their love story's early chapters. Christian, it is said, chose a moment of quiet intimacy. No grand gesture, no elaborate stage. Just two hearts, alone, speaking vows of the future. The ring, elegant, symbolic, and understated, spoke not of spectacle, but of sincerity. Yet even as the news broke, questions erupted. When exactly had the proposal taken place? Some claim it happened months before the public announcement, a secret kept between their families until the time was right. Others whisper that Leonor accepted only after long conversations about balancing their destinies, two thrones, two nations, one marriage that could reshape Europe. The engagement timeline is marked not just by romance, but by the reactions it sparked. In Spain, joy mingled with surprise. The people saw in Christian a foreign prince, but also a young man who deeply respected their future queen. In Denmark, pride swelled at the thought of their prince uniting with one of Europe's most admired royals. And across the continent, historians whispered of dynastic echoes, of unions that had once bound nations in peace and stability. But the story is not without its tensions. Behind palace doors, advisors debated. How would this marriage affect succession? Would the responsibilities of two crowns strain their bond? Could Leonor balance her role as Spain's heir with her role as Christian's partner? These questions linger, shaping every step of the engagement timeline with both hope and uncertainty. Through it all, Leonor and Christian have remained steady. In appearances since their announcement, they radiate calm, unity, and devotion. Their gestures, simple, authentic, reveal a couple grounded not in spectacle, but in a love built quietly, patiently, and with resilience. And so the timeline continues. From friendship, to secret meetings, to holidays, to proposal, and now to wedding preparations. Each chapter layered with meaning, each step weaving together not just two lives, but the future of two nations. The love story of Leonor and Christian is more than romance. It is a reminder that even within the gilded halls of monarchy, love can grow tenderly, against the odds, in the spaces where eyes do not see. And as their engagement blossoms into marriage, the world will not only witness a royal wedding. It will witness history written in love.